This week, we're racing Cozzies at Watkins Glen. Race B sees a lot of deaths because we're at Laguna, Seca, and in Race C, it's wet weather time as Shelter comes in like a wrecking ball. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide here in 2023. It's week number 4 of the year, and this week, oh my word, have we got a good week for you. Let's start off with race A then, where we're in a Cozzy. Yes, we're in the Ford Sierra Cosworth, and we're at Watkins Glen Short Circuit. What else are we doing? Let's see then. So it's 4 laps. It's a rolling start, which is unusual for race A. Comfort soft tyres and times 1 fuel and tyre wear. Bop is on, so there's no tuning here. However, it is some good racing, and there's just one particular gear you do actually need. There are some timestamps there for you if you do want to skip over this race, maybe go to B or C, which is where it gets really interesting. However, I'd advise not skip, enjoy the video, and let's jump to that first race right now. Here we are then at the start. It's like P7, a lot of people choosing not to put a lap in, so we're starting right in the middle of the pack. As here we go in the Cozzy. It's the Cozzy. Oh, we do love this car. I do in particular. I love all Ford Cosworths, actually, to be honest with you. Hey, we're going to head down towards turn 1. You do rev the nuts out of this thing to really use that turbo as we head into the braking zone then. And just take it nice and easy into here. The car does want to oversteer, as Mario Sonic proves there then. As Media Center also did, and loses position there to Mario Sonic. We're going to try around the outside. Mario Sonic looking on the inside of Roadkiller there. A push to pass there, I'd say, Mario Sonic. We're going to go around the outside here and gain an advantage. And we're looking to try and get past that Nintendo machine then on our right. Oh, it gets very close here. Very, very, very close. As we are alongside now. So who's going to give up? Who's going to give it up here? Now I've become the lead car here, so I was not going to give this up. In towards braking zone we go. Mario Sonic does give that up then. In we go. And the gear you are after, the gear you want, the gear you need is 4th gear. Trust me for this one. As we see, it's there. Just get it all sorts of wrong. There's a gap there, and I go for it. And then it just closes up a little bit there. So there's a slight tap, and then they just brake there. Obviously, they're just trying to settle the car a little bit, but you really didn't need to brake there as we go on through. So we're up into P3 already. Now, as I say, I do enjoy driving this car. It is really good fun, especially around here. It's a lot of driving control. You know, you're really trying to control the car in a very nice, smooth action. So I highly recommend doing this if you want to improve your driving as well. See somebody off in the distance. Who's that? Rayman. Rayman is off in the distance. I don't know why I'm singing at, at 8:30 in the morning. But hey, there we go. We are singing as we leave that corner. And, oh, no, we got a track limit. What? I got a track limit? For the last corner? Just be careful of that, folks, because I didn't know that was a thing until now. As I go through here, half a second. That's unbelievable. Raymond just gets it all sorts of wrong there. Comes back on. Fortunately, nowhere for me to go, so they get a nice little bump draft. Congratulations there, Rayman. As we head up the hill once again. Mario was looking around the outside, just slowing down a little bit there. Maybe change gear too early. I'm not too sure. Had to lift off, maybe. I don't know. Mario Sonic can mention that in the comments if he wants to. Anyway, we're going to head towards the old bus stop chicane here. What can we do then here? 1.5 second penalty for Raymond. So we should overtake Raymond. It's Mario Sonic. That should get us both here in towards the braking zone. We go 4th gear again. Stay in 4th gear. Raymond just a bit too aggressive into there. Getting all sorts of oversteer. We'll take that, Raymond. Thank you very much, my friend. That is us up into P2 with Chicken Angel. TCR Chicken Angel in the distance there. Shout out to you. Shout out to Shelty as well in P7. In the distance, 4.5 seconds we've got to catch. However, we've got a penalty coming. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. That's the oversteer I'm talking about in this Ford Sierra Cosworth. So we take that penalty then, and then we keep going. And we're not actually going to lose too much there to Mario Sonic. We do lose half a second at least, probably 6 or 7 attempts there. So we do keep P2, which is interesting. Shout out to Arkies there in P5. Do check out Arkies on YouTube as well. So heading in towards this last corner then, 4.5 seconds to catch up. But are we going to catch it? That is the question. Well, we leave the last corner. We advance to the final lap, and we don't. It's 1.5 seconds there. So this race will have bits of contact in there. But the critical thing you need to know is that you need to stay in 4th gear. 4th gear is your best friend here, okay? 4th gear. Make sure you use it. It's amazing gear. Just rev it to the limits in 4th gear. Even be low in the revs in 4th gear. You'll be fine. So heading towards turn 1 then in this lap guide. The 300 feet board on the left-hand side, that is your brake marker for turn 1. I tried to get as close to 200, but what happened was what happened to Rayman, and you just start oversteering and the weight shifts too much. So you're better braking early in this car and letting the car settle. It's all about controlling the car, this one. It's not about aggression. So really try it out and you should be fine. It's why there's going to be accidents when people do try and go aggressive. As we head to the bus stop chicane then, what are you looking for on the left-hand side is that 400 feet board. You're staying in 4th gear here just because of those revs. So literally hit the anchors and just control the car here as it comes down. If you change gear, it's going to get all sorts of oversteer, so just be careful of that. As we come through here then, chuck it into the right. Now just let the car roll a little bit. You can see I'm bouncing the throttle here. And what I'm looking for here is that Marshall box. The Marshall box I always look out for, and I keep mentioning it to you guys as well. Literally stay in 4th gear, keep the car turned. If it starts to oversteer, just come off the throttle a little bit. Don't come fully off, and then the car will settle and you will be fine. And just be careful of the exit here. You can get track limits for that exit. Continue on then towards that right-hand side. And we're going to be looking for a brake board here. We're actually braking as we look for that 300 board on the right-hand side. So just as that leaves your screen, you're going to brake here, stay in 4th gear. Again, be careful of track limits on the exit. It's very easy to get track limits here. So we're going to chuck it in here. A little bit of oversteer there. Again, we're just letting the car settle. A little bit of oversteer again. We just came off and then back on again. And as we head towards this final right-hander, I've decided to start using this bit of the barrier. So you notice how it's like a hard barrier and then goes into the arm coat. So it's tyres, basically. The end of that is my brake marker now for the last corner, rather than using that billboard. Chuck it in here. Now try and keep it above 80 miles an hour. I noticed I didn't get a little bit of oversteer and I really wanted it. So I've actually lost a little bit of time there. There's definitely more time in that last corner. But yeah, try and chuck it in. Try and keep above 80 miles an hour. And that's a lap guide at Watkins Glen. Let's jump to race B. We stay in the US then for race B as we're at Laguna Seca. And we are in a Group 3 cars. That's right. It's Group 3 Laguna Seca, which does mean that handling cars are going to come to the front of the field. And that's why I'm in a Porsche in the background. What else are we doing here? Well, let's have a look then. It's 5 laps. It's a rolling start, which is a bit dreadful, to be honest. PD, come on, sort it out. You're on a good run. And then you've just blown it a little bit here. Times 1, fuel and tyre wear, and Boppy's always on, of course, with Group 3. So 5 laps here at Laguna. Corkscrew does mean lots of death, so do enjoy this one. Be safe there, and you will gain positions. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens. Here we are then at the start. So we've got Beetle in there, Shelty. A lot of Porsches, which is what I expect this week, as I said. And here we go. We're kicking off here through the left. So you can see a bad rolling start there. Really bad. We were P14, P13 has it bad as well. Just sort it out, PD. We've got a long enough straight here. Just, yeah, sort it out, please. But I'll forgive you because of race C. Anyway, we're going to head down in towards turn 1 then. Right behind Hetty. And Hetty really slows down here. A bit too much compared to what I'm expecting there. It's my fault. I hit them. I'm the car behind. I did apologise after. I let them go as well. There's enough time for me to just let off the throttle there as we go into this right. Oh, somebody's off there. Who's that? David is off there. We might have a look at that in the bloopers as we get a good run on Hetty through this right-hander then. It gives me the space on the inside there. Thank you. I'm also going to whack my hazards on again just to apologise. And I said sorry after the race. You know, I can't say sorry in any other way than what I did. So, through the left we go. We've got Lord Deadline up ahead, also in an AMG Mercedes, as we're looking down the inside then heading towards this left-hander. Never go too wide here, so I'd always give it to the inside car, irrespective. And I'd advise you to do the same, if I'm honest with you. I really would, because it can get deadly quite quickly. Speaking of deadly, we're heading to the corkscrew then, over the crest of the hill, and in we go. I'm just taking this nice and easy. Somebody just quit, which means I assume they crashed. And it looked like they were in an AMG Mercedes again. It's just death for the AMG Mercedes, apparently. And we've got somebody else off into the sand pit there. That's Napro. We're going to go down the outside. Ooh, that was close. That was very close, but we make it. We can breathe. We can breathe P8 there. Oh, around the outside there. Don't do that too often, that is for sure. In towards the braking zone we go. We've got a Porsche now up ahead. Oh, somebody else is off now. Corkscrew, as I say, just take it nice and easy there. I will explain it in the track guide. Of course I will. As we head into this left then, we've got the Stark up ahead. And through the left, we've got a Game of Thrones fan, maybe. I have no idea. Lucky Strike, who people do go bowling at the top of this hill then. In towards the braking zone we go. Nope, Stark gets it right. Oops, somebody else is off. And it looks like they've also quit as well. Again, my word, people are just quitting left, right, and centre. In towards the left we go. Stark just goes a little bit deep there. We're going to come back at them. Got a really good run here. Down the inside we go. They give me room here. I broke really early there as well, so I had to release the brakes. But thank you, Stark, for the space. And we're up to P5 with a very, very, very illuminous GTR in the distance. You could see that GTR a mile away. Look at it. Bright green. Well, we get a bit closer to this GTR where we get blinded and have to put some sunglasses on. In towards the braking zone we go. Oh, we've got a penalty for Maestro up there. Oh, they get it wrong. It's like this GTR. We're going to go around the outside now. Oh, the GTR up into P4. We're flying in this race. We're absolutely flying as we head over to the left. Then into the right. So we've got one more lap here. Can we get a win here? Shelty is in the distance in that Beetle. We've got a Porsche then of Groot and Maestro with the penalty in that BMW M6 as we leave that corner there. That M6 is going to take the penalty. Very good sportsmanship there from Maestro to go over to the left-hand side. We advance towards the end then. We don't actually, but we do get the fastest lap there, 21.2. 20 is easily possible in the Porsche for those aliens out there watching right now. Decent race. You can have a good race here. It's more deft than racing, but, you know, you can have some good overtaking opportunities. And speaking of that, this is turn 1, where there is a very good opportunity to overtake. The 3 board, or the line on the right-hand side, is your brake marker for turn 1. So you're going to brake really hard here, second gear. Don't go over that white line. It gets very dirty very quickly. Double apex corner, so you want to hit both curbs there and then accelerate out. Head over towards the left-hand side then. And what you're looking for here is you can either use the 2, or you can try and get as close to the darker gravel trap as possible. Now, I do have a really detailed lap guide of Laguna Seca on the channel. If you do want to check that out, it points out more and more braking markers that you may want to use if you don't like the ones I'm currently using. In towards this fast right then, and what you're doing, you're braking a little bit and then turning in before the end of the red and white curve in there that I've highlighted, okay? You can use a 1 board as well as a reference, but literally you want to turn in, avoid the sausage on the inside and accelerate through. Be careful. If you get one tire over on that dirt, it can spin you out. Be very, very, very careful. Going to head over towards the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have that white mark just after the 3 board on the right-hand side. That's the marker I use here, so literally as that leaves the screen, I'm hitting the brakes. And I want to use all the camber on the inside here and really boost it out as fast as I can. I'm in second gear in the Porsche. Heading up to the kink then. This one, a very dangerous corner. Now, I'm using the 2 board here. If the 2 board gets wiped out, it shouldn't do, but occasionally it will. You can use the white mark on the barrier a bit further on. However, you're braking at the 2 board here, and just make sure you do this nicely. Don't push yourself too hard on this corner. If it's the end of the week, then maybe you might want to start doing that, but it's a corner you want to focus on last. Head towards corkscrew then. This is one you need to be safe at. So you need to brake early here. So I'm braking well before that 3 board, well before the line here. I'm just trying to keep it safe because as you go over the crest of the hill, the car will get air. And if it gets air, you can't brake. So that's why you brake early there, to keep the car on the ground. Be careful about cutting the chicane there as we go through the left. You're just bouncing the car here, dab a brake potentially as we head towards the right-hander. And it's to start the red and white curbing on the left-hand side, which is also where the 2 board is, which is a very nice placement for it. So you're just going to brake here. Again, you want to use all the camber on the inside, okay? Really chuck the car in because that means you can boot it out very quickly. Head over towards the right-hand side. And I'm using that white bit of the barrier on the left-hand side. But you can also use the building. You can use the building on the left-hand side. And it's probably what I'm going to start using in the future. As that leaves your screen here, you're going to drop down to first gear, get the car turned in, and boot it out as quick as possible. The Porsche does grip very nicely. I'm going to head towards the line. And that is a lap guide here at Laguna Seca. That's it for race B. What the heck is happening in race C? Welcome to France then for race C, and we are at Le Mans, but everything is not as it appears, okay? So we've got no chicanes first of all, which means it's a top speed run essentially in Group 4 cars, if you hadn't already guessed in the background. However, there is also dynamic weather, so some races will be dry, some will be wet, some will be wet and dry, some will be dry and wet. Oh, it gets good, folks. It gets good. There is some glorious racing to be had here this week. Race C. I said it even before Race C happened this week. The second I saw it was Le Mans, no chicane. This could be one of the best races you ever experienced in Gran Turismo. Mark my word. Mark my word. I'm that speechless. Mark my word. What are we actually doing here? Let's find out. We've got 5 laps here at Le Mans. It's a rolling start, which is always terrible. We know that. Any racing tyre you like. Times 1 fuel and tyre wear. And the critical part here is its dynamic weather. So, let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look what weather I'm going to get in the race, and then I'll give you a lap guide after. And let's see what happens here at Le Mans, because, oh my word, this race, it's so good! Here we are then at start. Yes, it's raining, folks! It's raining. So, you've got to make your tyre choice beforehand without knowing what the weather's going to be. So, I chose the intermediate tyre. A lot of people chose the soft tyre. Let's see what happens. Oh my word. This is so good. It's so fun. I do wish there was a weather forecast before the race, but we don't have it. So we've just got to go with our instinct about what we should do or not do. So I chose intermediates here as we continue on. Constant in the Alfa Romeo there. That's an interesting choice. We'll see how well that does later on as we head into it. Oh, somebody's already off towards that left-hand side. We go down the inside then. Looking to slow the car down. We did make it 3 wide. We backed out of that. We could have made it work, potentially. Leave here. We're 3 wide once again. The Alfa on the right. We've got the Jaguar in the middle. GTR on the left-hand side. A little bit of a tap there from those two. I think that GTR is on dry tyres as we go down the inside then. 2 positions gained there as we head into this left-hander. We have Shelty behind in the Lamborghini. Oh, that Jaguar's go. We overtake 2 people there. I did not notice the Bugatti, but we overtake the Jag just there as we head towards Tetra Rouge and head on to the Mulsanne for the first time. Remember, no chicanes here. No chicanes. It is a top speed run, so I'll advance a bit further on because it's like a minute on here. We're in the slipstream. You can see on the radar that weather disappearing as we head down in towards the braking zone for the first time. That Lamborghini's gone way too deep. Oh, all sorts of oversteer. Going into I was like, whoa, where did that Lamborghini? Shelty, we found him. We lost him. He completely got it wrong under braking there as we continue on. I saw Shelty coming. I was like, I'm not going to turn in. I'll wait till Shelty passes. Right, what can we do versus the 4C then? So we go to overtake the 4C around the outside. Go to the inside for the Porsche curves then. We've not done it in the wet here. First time of trying it in the wet. In towards the braking zone we go as we turn in. And the car just wants to understeer that a little bit. That Alfa Romeo 4C looking around the outside here. Constant knows I race clean. And Constant does a beautiful move there around the outside in the Porsche curves. So it's back to being in P4 for now. Now you probably went, why are you fighting, Tidge? You could just wait until the straight. Yes. Now, the reason I'm fighting is because I don't fully know what tyres Consta's on at the moment. I can guess at this moment because we've got the same sort of grip level. It's intermediate tyres. And also, the Ferrari, I felt, was quicker than the Alfa Romeo. We'll see how that does later on. So I'm going to go for a bit of bump drafting here then on Consta. I did it all down the Mulsanne as well. So we're heading towards Indianapolis here. And you can see we have caught up to those leaders a little bit as we come into this braking zone then. And Zola is in a GTR who heads off then as we look down the outside of Zola. And we do get it done before Arnage. So we're up into a podium position. I can't tell you. This is the first race of the week as well, remember. So people are just getting used to this. This race by the end of the week is going to be unbelievably close. It's going to be awesome. As we continue on through here then, head towards the pits. And the Bugatti was also on intermediate tyres, but they head into the pits. Now, one word of advice. Unless it's about to start lobbing it down with purple rain, do not head into the pits because you will lose so much time. We'll see where they finish later on. That's Red Machine as we continue on through then. I'm going to head over. I figured I might as well try and cool the tyres a little bit. So head over towards that right-hand side. Now we're behind Consta here. And again, we're going for that bump draft on Consta. We've got Mario Sonic in the Ferrari behind then as we head towards the Porsche curves. And Mario's going to go for the move down the inside. So again, I'm not going to fight this. I'm going to let Mario go here. Again, I'm thinking of the long run here, and you need to think about this as well. You need to think of the strategy for this race. This is the great part of this race. You have strategy with tyres, strategy about where you are in terms of car position, lap number, etc. And that's what I'm working towards. So we're on lap number 4 now, and you notice I am catching Mario and Consta. And I left a bit of a gap here so I could get the boost past them with the slipstream, and that is my goal here. So I'm going to head towards that right-hand side then. Overtake Mario Sonic. I'm looking to try and overtake that 4C, which is doing very well. Top speed-wise, that 4C is good. However, it's the acceleration that just affects it a little bit here. So Mario was looking to try and get in the middle there. Doesn't quite work out here. So Mario looking to get in behind on my slipstream, and that's me up into P1 then. Now, 2 Ferraris working together. Potentially going to leave that 4C behind because the Ferrari is so good at accelerating. We saw that in my fuel video, didn't we? It was, yeah, unbelievable. That when we saw that. Now Mario going to go for the move then down the inside, and this is what I mean. This is where it gets fun and interesting, and you will have seen that also in the preview as well of how many cars you will have side by side. In towards the braking zone we go. Does Mario Sonic get it socked? Not socked. Stopped. I don't know what socked is. Sounds very Peggy 18, doesn't it? Anyway, we continue on out of there, and we're behind Mario Sonic once again. I was like, okay, I still want to be past Mario Sonic. I reckon I can accelerate away in the Porsche curves here. So I'm catching, looking towards that right-hand side. You see the Alfa Romeo just dropped in that acceleration zone there. While it's got the top speed, accelerating-wise, it just struggles that little bit versus the Ferrari 458. And you can see that we just get past Mario Sonic, then heading towards Indianapolis. Again, this is all about that strategy. You notice on the weather radar, no weather incoming so far. We're on the intermediate tyres. Look at that fastest lap so far, 404.5. We're on a 409. Now, on intermediates in dry conditions, you're looking at a 407 maximum. So you can see some advantage there for that dry tyre. That's why you've got to pick and choose your tyre before the race and hope you've made the right choice. It rained there on the weather radar. This is lap number 5. We're on the Mulsanne then. And Mario Sonic going for that run. And you notice Consta 8/10 back. Looking to catch now while in that slipstream. So at the moment, I'm staying to the left because I want to get a good run on Mario Sonic in the long term, okay? I want to get a big boost pass. I don't know what I was going to say then. Big boost pass so I can be ahead at Mulsanne. That is the goal here. So let's see what happens as we get closer and closer and closer. A bit of rain on the radar. That's going to miss us here as we go down the inside of Mario Sonic once again as we head towards Mulsanne. We're going to head over towards that left-hand side. Is Mario Sonic going to get another run at me? That is the question as we head over this crest of the hill then down towards braking zone. Mario Sonic does get a run on me here. Oh no, this is not what I wanted. In towards braking zone we go. We're side by side. Mario releases the brakes a little bit here. Gets it all sorts of wrong then. We're going to go through back on the old cutback. Back up into P1. So the goal now. We had the run out the corner, so we've got a bit of a boost here initially to pull that gap. Now, stay on the inside line is my goal here. I am not moving from this inside line. I want to keep this position before the Porsche curve. So I'm sticking tight here. It throws some people off sometimes because they expect you to go to the outside line to take the inside line. No, in Group 4, stay on this inside line. It's quicker, much quicker. Remember, you're not losing that much time. I head over towards the left-hand side, and then we're going to brake a little bit here. I will go through this in the lap guide, of course. Chuck it in and in towards this braking zone. We just need to get it stopped. We do indeed. We've got Consta very close as well. Look at the fastest lap down in that left-hand side. A 4:01.9. They are 6 seconds quicker than us. This is where it gets interesting. You see, you could have started on softs and maybe you could have had that huge advantage as we head over towards the right-hand side. I think starting on softs in the Ferrari, in this race in particular, would have been quicker. Anyway, we advance towards the end, and we do win the race. Happy days. But this race is so good. Honestly, it is unbelievable. The fact you've got all this strategy, it's such good fun. And the weather changes on a per race basis. It really does. Right, let's jump to this lap guide then. Now, we're going to head up towards Dunlop Chicane, and what we're looking for here is that total sign. The first total sign on the right-hand side, that is your brake marker for the first chicane. Now, one thing I will note here is that when you do this, you're going to want it dry, so do look out for the dry weather. In towards the right, you can absolutely boot it out of this right-hander there of the chicane, so it's left then right, not right then right. And then head over here and down the hill, keep it towards the right-hand side. And what we're looking for is my famous brake marker of them all here at Le Mans. It's that tannoy system on the right-hand side there. So as that hits the edge of your screen, you're going to brake. In the dry, it's 4th gear. In the wet, it's 3rd gear in the Ferrari. Pick and choose depending on your conditions. As I say, you will have to wait for the dry weather to get your best lap, and you can do that. So head over towards the left-hand side. Tetra Rouge then. It's on the right-hand side. You got that blue paint there. Now, you can either dab your brake and turn in or lift. And you can just do it by lifting, but it's so much riskier. So I always dab the brake here. Quick dab of the brake, chuck it in, and notice how easy it is. You can do it without lifting. Without braking, but by lifting. It's just very tricky. End of the Mulsanne then. As the curb protrudes into the track there, as you see with that mark, that's your brake marker. I'm braking just before that, okay? Head over towards the left-hand side. Don't go over the white line. It's very slippy out there. Again, Group 4, not a lot of power in these cars. You can boot it out of all these corners. Indianapolis, we don't have a lot of downforce here, so you lift going into Indianapolis, and then on the right-hand side, you've got that fencing, very much highlighted with the extra metal bars there as well. That is your brake marker. You should be straight and braking as that hits the edge of your screen here, as I'm demonstrating. So I dropped to 2nd gear here. It's a 3rd gear corner in reality. Just be careful of that gravel trap. Oh no, Shen, on the right-hand side, we're going to be using the last tree on the right. Yes, we're using a very strange marker, I know, but the last tree on the right-hand side is your brake marker, okay? So use that, hit the brakes, and drop to 2nd gear, turn, and absolutely belt it out there as quick as possible. Head towards Porsche curves then. On the left-hand side, you have that dark green AstroTurfy stuff. Now, you're going to hit the brakes here, drop to 5th gear in the dry in the Ferrari. Obviously, it depends on your car, of course. So I drop to 5th gear here, and I turn in. And I'm just trying to bounce the car. Be careful that curb. It can trick you out wide, like it has here. So I'm going to have to lift a little bit through here. You can do it flat, and I'm going to actually tap the barrier a little bit there. So don't do that. In towards the left, and then as you come into here, you're going to dab the brake, and I drop a gear. Usually I drop a gear in most cars. I'm trying to keep it to the right, because I want to be as far right as possible for this left. You want a good run out of here. The second RMC sign, if it's there, otherwise it's just as it gets straight, you're going to lift and turn in, okay? Lift and turn in, and literally get over that curb. Do not run too wide, because you will get a track limits penalty. You do not want that. I'm not sure if that RMC sign there is in the practice session, but again, just turn as you get straight, and you should be fine. Lift and turn. Heading towards the final chicane then, literally as that V white shape appears there for the pit entry and the track continuing. That's your brake marker here, and you want to be really aggressive into these chicanes. You can properly annihilate them in these cars. Notice that there. And again, before that curbing, I'm going to drop down to 2nd gear here, and I want to really chuck it in and just belt it out. Remember, these cars don't have a lot of power, so they just grip. They grip, grip, and grip. So watch this. Through here we go. I'm just full throttle. No real oversteer. And that is a lap here at Le Mans with no chicane. And you can see the time in the dry. Right, folks, it's time for some bloopers, especially at the end of the Mulsanne, of course. But please do this race. This could be one of the most fun races in the history of Gran Turismo. Right, bloopers time. Let's go. Right, first blooper then. What happened to David? So we're going to head towards this right-hander. Oh, Danny. You've got to leave space there, mate. There's a car there. Good sportsmanship from David there. Not even to try and come on. I mean, fair play. You could have tried to come on there, but yeah, well played with that. Okay, we're on board with Danny now. What happened to them? We saw them quit later on. They're coming through. Oh, no, they binned it. And a penalty. You could argue that's a bit of karma there because David was on you outside. You've got to leave space. Use the radar. Right, what happened to Nipro here? So through the left we go. Oh, a little bit too much of a wiggle there for the GTR driver. So they're going to come back on. Very safe return to the track, actually. Very safe. And then I'm going to whiz by. And good awareness as well to see me coming by. So fair play to the French driver. Really fair play. And then we had Callus here into the corkscrew again. There's going to be lots of this week, I'm sure. And they just get it slightly wrong. Weight transfer all over the place on the car. And again, another safe return. No full throttle in there until they come on. And then the GTR does the same to them as what I did to them, technically. Now, Plebster, what happened to you? You were in the lead here. Once again, we're at the corkscrew. Going through here. Just letting the car roll. Oh, weight transfer again. A bit too much. And off to meet Barry. Oh, so yeah, lots of incidents at the corkscrew. Right, let's see what happened to Shelty. As Shelty comes in like a wrecking ball. To be fair, you did well to avoid that, Shelty. So the rears are locking apparently on the Lamborghini in the wet. So do be careful of the Lamborghini. So Shelty he couldn't do anything. He was out of control at that point. So, you know, fair play to Shelty for actually just, you know, letting it go, not trying to react to it. And we can see this again here. Another Lamborghini, literally same race. Comes into here, instantly locks the rear wheels, goes for a spin, and Fuzzy Bear gets very lucky there. That Lamborghini off. Again, nothing Clang stuff could do there. Maybe be a bit more on the circuit because I think that's what caused you to lock up there, my friend. So not too many bloopers this week, although some right realm entries there right at the end. Oh, but this week, thank you, Gran Turismo, for finally introducing some dynamic weather to the daily races. It's what has been needed for months and months and months. So thank you so much. If you did like this video, please do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content, both Gran Turismo and Assetto Corsa Competizione. But my friends, that is it for me. Thanks once again, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream very